Are you trying to tell me something? Sit. Good boy. Good boy, Albie. Hi guys, it's Tiffany checking in again. You all know and love this gorgeous boy. It is Albert. He is with me once again this weekend. And I know everybody is on the high for Disco, our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Disco, who has found her foster to adopt home after 3 long years. Sit, Albie. Sit. So I figured I would jump on and show you this boy again, who is still in search of his forever loving home. This is Albert. He is with me again this weekend. As I said, I busted him out of the animal hospital on the weekends because they close at 5 p.m. and he cannot stay at the animal hospital with those hours. He's on a strict feeding schedule, and his last meal is at 7 o'clock. So there is no way he can stay at the animal hospital because he would be missing both his Saturday and his Sunday dinner. So of course we cannot allow that to happen. So I take him home. 1, for that reason, and 2, just to give him a break because he is a very emotional dog. He is very sensitive, and he gets depressed being in that room all alone day after day. He loves his people, and all he wants to do is be near you. He is super easy in a home. I chose right now to turn the video on because I wanted to show you. He lets you know when he wants something. Right now he wants something. And I can ask him, do you want water? Is that what you want? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You want some water? Yeah? Did you finish all your water? You want more water? So whenever he wants anything, whether it is water or to go to the bathroom, or very recently this weekend, which was super exciting, after he had finished his meal, he came to me and asked me for more food, which was awesome because obviously you guys can see he is very thin. We know this. For anybody that's new to Albert, that doesn't understand his background, when we rescued him, he was very ill. He had eaten whatever he could to survive, which included a string that wrapped around his entire intestines and cut them up into like weird pieces, and they grew back together, and it was just terrible. And basically his entire small intestines needed to be removed to save his life. We did that surgery. He actually had 2 surgeries and saved his life. And he is under the continuous care of the amazing internal medicine specialist, Dr. Allison Cannon at Lauderdale Veterinary Specialists. And we are following all of her instructions and her guidelines of everything that we can do to get him on the right track. He eats 4 meals a day. He eats every 4 hours, and that is why he requires somebody that is either home all the time, works from home, or is retired, or somebody that has a spouse, partner, significant other that you guys work opposite schedules, so somebody's always home, or you have own your own business or have some sort of a job where you have super flexible hours and you can kind of come and go as you please, because Albert does need to eat every 4 hours. So you would need to be able to come home to feed him. And of course, because of his eating schedule and things like that, he does go to the bathroom a little bit more often than your regular dog would. Do you want water? You want water? Yeah? I'll get you some waters. Look at that tail. Look at that tail wag. You wanted water. You tell me you want water, right? So he is currently, like I said, eating 4 meals a day every 4 hours. He eats half a can of wet prescription food. He is on a prescription food diet. He gets half a can of wet, and then we used to grind up his dry food to make it a little bit easier for his digestive system to be able to process it, to try to get some weight on him. And by grinding up the dry, he was getting more of it. But he basically told us he was done with that and decided he didn't want to eat that anymore. So we have now gone to just giving him the dry kibble, not grinded, not mixed with his wet food. So he gets half a can of wet cut up into chunks, and he gets 2 cups of dry kibble. And that is with each meal, which is every 4 hours. Hi, buddy. He is super, super easy in a home. I mean, like I said, you saw when I turned the video on, he was telling me he wanted something. So even though, you know, he's got his digestive issues and he goes to the bathroom more often than a normal dog, he lets you know when he has to go. He's potty trained. So when he has to pee or he has to poop, he comes and he lets you know. He comes up with his wiggle butt and he kisses your face off, and then he goes away. And that's his cue to you to get up, to take him out, because he's got to go to the bathroom. And then if he wants water, he comes over and lets you know he wants something. And he will answer to what it is that you want. Like if I would have said something else, like you want to go out, no tail wags. But if I say, because he's looking like he wants more right now, do you want more water? Do you want more water? Is that what you want? More water? You want more water? Yeah, the tail wags. So he lets you know what it is that he wants. He's a very smart boy. He is great on a leash. Perfect on a leash when we go for our walks. He's pretty chill in the home. He just wants to lay next to you on the couch or lay in bed with you. He does follow you from room to room unless he gets bored with what you're doing. Like if I'm standing here doing dishes, he'll sit in here with me for a little while and stare at me until he gets bored, and then he'll go lay on the couch. But he's a good boy. Sherry, I went over with at the beginning of the video. He is thin. He is missing his small intestines. He has no small intestines, so it is very difficult to get his body to properly absorb food and nutrients. It's kind of like whatever goes in comes out. So he is on a special prescription food diet. He is getting fed 4 times a day. He gets fed every 4 hours because we have found that time period gives his body enough time to work and do what it's supposed to do. We were trying to feed him more often than that, and it was kind of getting backed up in his system, and then he wasn't feeling too hot, and then he just wouldn't eat because he wasn't feeling good. You know, kind of like if you've ever had heartburn or gas, you kind of feel icky and you don't want to eat anything. That's kind of what happens to him. So we did the 4-hour span thing, and that seems to be working perfectly. So he gets half a can of wet and 2 cups of dry with every meal. So, and he gets that 4 times a day. So he is getting a good substantial amount of food. Now, does he eat all the food every time? No. Sometimes he gets picky and he'll leave some in the bowl. Sometimes he doesn't want to eat the wet. He'll only eat the dry. Sometimes he'll only eat the dry. He won't eat the wet. But he does eat. And like I said, this weekend is when I kind of have upped his dry amount because he would finish his bowl and then look at me and want more food. So I gave him more food. And so far it's been okay. He is on some supplements to help also with his digestive issues. He takes a fish oil. He takes a probiotic. He takes an antacid. And just recently, after speaking with Dr. Cannon and trying to rack our brains of how we could get him to absorb more of the food that he's taking in, he was started on a pancreas enzyme. So we started sprinkling that on his food on Friday. And we're hoping, because what the enzyme does is it kind of pre-digests the food. So hopefully it makes it a little bit easier on his system, and he'll be able to retain the nutrients and the food better than he has been, and we'll start to see him put on some more weight. We know he's thin. It's a process, and it's a process that we are working on and working very hard on. And he's actually doing really well, other than his obviously outward appearance that's shocking when you see him at first. He's a happy dog. He gets excited when he has visitors come in his room at the animal hospital. He loves nothing more than to have his room at the animal hospital full of his people. He loves everybody. Everybody. He lives for that. And he gets happy and he grins and he shows his teeth. He smiles, really. And, what? What is it, buddy? What is it? And that's what he lives for, is his people and being around people. He hates to be alone. And we have had him back now for quite a few months, unfortunately. He was in a foster home for a couple of years, and that did not work out due to other dogs in the home. And he had to come back to the animal hospital, and it killed us to have to bring him back to the animal hospital. And we have been begging ever since for somebody else to come forward for Albert. He's a good boy. Sit. That's a good boy. Sit, buddy. Good boy. You're so smart. You're so smart, and you're such a good boy. He needs to be the only pet in the home. He cannot be with dogs, and he cannot be with cats. So that has proven to be a little bit hard to find. He's in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Like I said, he must be the only pet in the home. And he requires somebody that has the ability to be home a lot. Either you work from home, you have opposite schedules, or you have a very, very flexible work schedule that you would be able to get home to feed him every 4 hours and be able to take him out. He's just love. This dog is just love. I don't even know how to put it into words. Like, it literally kills me. Like, I'm tearing up right now, just starting to say what I'm going to say. It kills me on Monday morning when I have to pack up his things and put him in the car and bring him back to the animal hospital and put him back in that room, because I know how depressed he gets there. And there's no reason that he shouldn't have a forever home. He has fought like no other dog has fought to live, to survive. What he went through is unimaginable. From being on the street, from having to eat anything he could to survive, through getting so ill and having to have those surgeries to save his life, and not knowing if he was going to survive, but he was so strong. 10 blood transfusions, 2 surgeries. The dog, he's missing his small intestines, but he's here. He's got a will to live and a love in his heart and soul. He just wants his person. That is all he wants, is his person. And I wish to God it could be me. But unfortunately it can't. I have my dog Gunner. I have Cloud, who is a 100+ dog, for those of you that follow us. I also am fostering Tanya, our feral mommy. She's been here since the hurricane. So I absolutely cannot, unfortunately, take Albert, because I would in a heartbeat if I could, because he's perfect. He's absolutely perfect. He just needs some specific things. He needs to be the only pet in the home, and he needs somebody with a flexible schedule. And he takes supplements and has to eat a prescription food. But the supplements that he takes, most people probably already have in their medicine cabinet. Most people take fish oil. Most people have antacid in their cabinet. Most people take probiotics nowadays. So it's not like he's on anything crazy. We did add the pancreas enzyme to stay on that long term probably as well. What are you looking at the fridge for? Do you want something in there? Do you want blueberries? Do you want a blueberry? Do you want blueberries? Do you want me to open this up and get a blueberry out for you? Is that what you want? What's this? What's this? Is this blueberries? Is this blueberries? Dr. Cannon said we could have blueberries. Alright guys, sorry. My internet went down there for a second. Dr. Cannon said we could have blueberries as a snack. Sit. You like your blueberries? Yes. We just have to break them open first, because she said the antioxidants in them would be really good for him. But dogs, I guess, cannot digest or break down the skin. So if you break them open, that's what he needs. Sit. Yowie. Good boy. You want this blueberries? Yes, you do. Such a good boy. Nancy, I do feed him. If you had gone on earlier or listened to the video or know Albert, he has no small intestines. He has a problem absorbing food. He gets fed 4 times a day. He actually eats more food than most dogs do. It's an absorption problem. It's not that he's not getting fed. Sit. So, I just wanted to do another quick video. Just a little quick reminder that Albie is still here, that he is still waiting for his forever loving home. Can you sit? Sit. Oh, there's my boy. You're so handsome, buddy. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. You're such a good boy. So, I'm sorry. Please, guys, please continue to share Albert. Please continue to share his story and his videos. And hopefully somebody out there will have the perfect setup for him that is willing to take a chance on him, because he is so deserving of it. He is nothing but love, truly. And I know we use that term a lot, but he truly, truly is. You had your blueberry. I know you love your blueberries. So please, guys, please share Albert. Please share his story. Please share his videos, his photos. Let's get the word out to get him into his forever loving home, or even a foster home. You must be local. We don't transport dogs. We don't ship them out of state. And like I said, he would have to stay local to stay with his doctor. But please, guys, he must be the only pet in the home. Albie, Albie, Albie. Tell everybody how much you love them. okay, buddy? It's Albert's turn, guys. Let's get him out of the hospital and into a forever loving home. You heard Amy say earlier, on the earlier video, that when they renovate the hospital, Albert's going to lose his room. That's going to destroy him. He cannot be in a kennel. So, please, guys, I'm begging. Share Albert. This is Tiffany with my weekend house guest, Albert, begging for a home. 100 plus abandoned dogs of Everglades, Florida. You're such a good boy, buddy. I know. Love you.